Hello, and welcome to my review of Cannibal Corpse, Red Before Black. Yeah, I know, it's a little late. What's the date today? It's Thursday 23rd of November, and this album came out 20 days ago. Feels like a lot longer than that. Came out 20 days ago, I probably listened to it about 5 times. Yeah, and that says something, you know, considering I listen to probably one of Cannibal Corpse's albums almost every day. I'll listen to Bloodthirst probably twice a week. So yeah, this is a good hint of where this is going. Oh, I don't even like this stuff. So the way they open the album with "Only One Will Die," it was just so disappointing. I mean, if you see the way I react to say "Pounded into Dust," it's just so heavy. I can't not make a fucking, I don't even know what to call it. Let's give it a name. It's like bass face, but it's not. It's a, I'll come up with a name. We'll come up with a name. But it just didn't do anything for me. It was just so boring, which is upsetting. But I thought, okay, first song, things can change. But I'm one of those people that if the beginning of the song is boring, I won't even want to listen to the end. Like, I know you're gonna be, oh, to review the album you have to hear it all, but for real, man, like there were some songs that after about 30, 40 seconds in, a minute in, I just thought, fuck this is so boring. And that is part of the thing, you know? If it's a shit song or a shit movie, you're not gonna sit there, watch the whole thing just to say shit when you already don't like it. You know, yeah, it could surprise you at the end, but you've got to surprise me at the beginning, otherwise I'm not gonna want to hear the end. So it's a massive part of that. And opening an album with such a boring song, it's not exciting. It's really not exciting. It sets the tone for the album, you know. And when you're finished listening to that song, which I did listen to the whole way through, you know, when I finished listening to that, and then Red Before Black came on, you know, it's a bit like, I'm already bored. Should I just change album, go listen to, I don't know, The Bleeding, or Effigy of the Forgotten, or just something else? Something else. It makes you want to listen to something else right from the start.
For anybody out there who thinks death metal sucks? See how that sucks?
Yeah, Red Before Black, this song is good. I really like this song. It surprised me. Obviously, I'd heard it before. I heard it when they released it as one of their singles, and I thought it was quite magically death metal. I don't know how to explain it. There's this one riff. I'll play it. So that riff, I just imagine Alex just bent over his bass, just banging his head, just going ham on them strings. It sounds like what death metal should be. I imagine them in their basement or in a I think where they used to practice. They used to practice in Paul's basement and in I don't know what to call them, like storage yard things. You know, like shipping container sort of stuff. I imagine them in there as kids just thinking, what just sounds fucking awesome? And playing that riff and all just fucking going crazy. George on this song did a great job on Red Before Black. The song, not the album. It was just so, the patterns were so catchy. So catchy. That's one of the only catchy things I remember. It was just so good. Super sing-along, catchy. I can't wait to see them play this live. I'm gonna go mental. First 6th song of the album. Right, so the next track, Code of the Slashers. Real cool intro, super heavy. I'm gonna love it live. Real dirty. I really like this one. Definitely should have opened the album. It just destroys Only One Shall Die. it wipes the floor with that. They should have opened with this song and then gone to Red Before Black. But anyway, yeah, Code of the Slashes has a real nice feel to it. It's probably one of the dirtiest, it's the dirtiest song on the album. That the opening riff is so nasty. It's you know, there wasn't any nasty riffs like that on. I disagree. I just disagreed with myself. I was about to say there was no nasty riffs like that on Skeletal to me. George bored me on this one, unfortunately. I love George, but his vocals were very flat, boring, didn't push them very hard. It's pretty lame. It's uninspiring. I can't even think of new ways to describe boring. It's just so plain. It's not disgustingly boring that I would say it's a snooze. It's not. The only way I can describe it as boring is it's just so flat. It's just a flat line. You know, I mean, his vocals in this, and the album in general. You know, it's. I feel like such a fucking downer on this. I do like this album. But I'm not gonna lie. There was just a lot of mediocrity throughout. This album doesn't give us much to say. There is not much to say about it. It's just too. So now, Shedding My Human Skin. This was another disappointment. The intro was freaking awesome. I was like, yeah, now the album starts, sort of thing. Like, this is where real Cannibal comes in with all like the technical, cool, fucking intense, but well thought out riffs. And you know, the intro and then that was pretty nice, but it got so boring after that. So boring, which is a word I'm going to use a lot, and I have used a lot, and I've said I'm going to use it a lot because it's true. It's boring, very boring. It just didn't follow up. It just didn't lead up to expectations that the intro set for it. The rhythms on this track, pretty dead. Yeah, pretty dead to be honest. Not much, just straight boring drums. I think with better production, okay, I'm not going to say the term better production because it was produced very well, but with the guitars higher in the mix, I think this album would be way more interesting. Because when Paul is playing fast, all you can hear is and George going like, and it's just, I can't, give me something to listen to, please. I mean, not being peak, but like in Cannibal Corpse, what we're listening to is the guitars, you know, and obviously George and Paul. I love listening to their drum work and to his vocals, but without Pat and Rob and Alex being very well heard, all you get is blast beats and growling, and that's not enough to make a good Cannibal Corpse album. And I've listened to a few various sound systems, and it's you can't hear the guitars so well, so it ruins a lot of songs on the album, I believe. Now, Remained was another one of those that had really cool like ideas. It really set up and didn't deliver. Paul did some really cool shit on this one. I really like what he was doing, all the weird sort of like drum snare pattern stuff. Doing a lot of dancing, like American cooking. Yeah. Another boring one. Solo was badass. Did like the solo. Just think the context, like, it was a cool song, but just the context surrounding Cannibal Corpse in the album and what came before it in the album and what came before it on other records, it just skip. Right now, so Firestorm Vengeance, I just feel like I'm repeating myself. I really am. Starts off cool. Boring. It's Death Walking Terror Part 2. Nice original ideas, really just, oh come on Cannibal. After they put out an album like Skeletal Domain, bruh, this is what you give me. This is what you give us. I mean, they don't owe me anything, they don't owe us anything. At all. But yeah, not impressed. Head shoveled off. I'm not even going to talk about this one because it was so boring from the start. I barely even listened to it. So the next one, Corpus Delicti. I'm not really sure how to say it. That was definitely, that's a sick song. If I put on this album, I listened to Red Before Black in this song. This song is dope. Man, like the drums. He did some traditional blast in this one. Paul did some traditional blast for the first time I ever heard him. It was really, really, really cool. Really happy he did that. It felt good to hear him do another kind of blast. I mean, I love the bomb blast, but I've always wanted to hear traditional blasts in Cannibal because I think they would work really well. And in the context he used them in the song where he used them was amazing. I really, really like the way he did that. Guitars were awesome. Just the general arrangement. This is what I expected from Cannibal Corpse. This is what I expected off the new album. I expected all these songs to be like this or better. This is like a okay song on Skeletal Domain. Skeletal Domain was amazing, and this was one of the worst. If this was on Skeletal Domain, it'd be one of the worst songs, but not worst songs. I just can't say it. It's just too difficult for me to say because it's not a good song. I mean, it is a good song, but it's not good when you listen to it in the album. It's just you're so bored out of your brain already. You don't even want to listen. You know, I have to listen to this song on its own for me to enjoy it. And I'm reviewing an album here. I'm not reviewing songs. So yeah, negative points to Cannibal Corpse for this one. But yeah, good song, real good song. In the Midst of Ruin. Interesting. Really like the way they push the guitar work here. Again, what I expect from Cannibal Corpse, but again, boring. Because I'm already bored. Not because the song is boring. I am already bored, and I don't want to listen anymore. So it's just on. It's just playing in my ear. I'm not even paying attention. But when you listen to it on its own, I pay attention to the guitar work. Very, very interesting. George was going in on this one. His vocals were very manly and macho. Destroyed Without Trace. Boring. Couldn't listen to it. Just so fucking boring. I couldn't listen to it. Thumbs down. 0 out of 10. Now the closer. Hideous Ichor. I think that's what you say. Ichor, whatever. Don't care. Yeah, it was a cool song. It had very interesting ideas. It had a cool start. Again, same issue. A lot. The drums were so overpowering and so choppy on this one that the riffs, you couldn't hear them. So all I heard was and it's just okay. So I skipped along a little bit, and the slower, more chuggy part was pretty nice. But that's as far as I'll go in describing that one, unfortunately. Right, so verdict time. I'd have to give this album a 5 out of 10. And it sounds harsh. And for me, a Cannibal Corpse album should be something that I can't rate because I just love it so much. But this one it was very disappointing. I'm not saying it's a bad album. It's not a bad album. It's not a bad metal album. It's a lot better than a hell of other death metal albums out there. It's just so mediocre for what I know they can do. It's so mediocre for what people are doing now. It's not interesting. There you go. You know, have you ever had a meal? You can't say it's a bad meal. If you said to the person this is a 5 out of 10 meal, it just feel wrong, it feel rude. It wouldn't feel like a fair representation of their meal, their cooking. But it was just boring. It was just like it was just meat. You just eat it. It's like drinking water. Yeah, it's water. Does it taste nice? No. Does it taste bad? No. It's just water. And that's what I got from this album. Very, very monotonous. Very flatline, zero in the middle. Yeah, and I mean I don't blame them so much. They've been doing this for so long. This is their 14th album, and man, the drums. He's playing fast still. Paul is still playing real fast. I mean, definitely not as many blasts on this album as before. The guitars. I mean, it's fast, but it's not as fast as what I wanted. It's not as technical as I wanted. George didn't sound interested in half the songs. So yeah, I hope Cannibal Corpse come back with something else a bit more destructive, because that's what this one was lacking. So thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you agree or disagree or have any other points, just throw them down in the comments. I'd love to read them and respond and all of that. If you have any albums or anything I should review, let me know. Throw something at me. If I forgot anything that's very important, you think, ask me and I'll read. So my camera stopped recording, but what I was going to say was, if there's anything important I missed out on the album or in context or in general, let me know. I'll rethink it, I'll review that part or whatever, and I'll leave a comment or whatever. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.